What is up, YouTube? This is Twinkie the Trapinch, bringing you another episode of Moveset Monday. If you could please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, that would be very much appreciated. And follow me on social media using the links in the description. Now, today we're going over Skarmory, which is a Steel Flying type Pokemon released in 2nd Gen. Now, first off, looking at Skarmory's stats, we automatically are drawn to this insane 140 base defense stat, and that goes up to 416 with a positive nature, which is absolutely insane. As for the other stats, base 65 HP is decent as it goes to 334, but it could be a lot better. Base 80 attack is meh. You could potentially run some attacking sets with some boosts, which I'll get to later, but it's not really that great. But for a wall, it's pretty average. Special attack is base 40, so you don't even want to touch that because there's no point in trying to save that. Special defense is base 70, as well as speed. Speed is actually pretty fast for a wall, so yep, you're gonna be outspeeding a lot of other tanky Pokemon. And special defense, while it's base 70, and that's meh, you want to watch out for special attacks. You shine in your physical defense. You don't want to have to take many special hits. Looking at its abilities, it has Keen Eye, which prevents accuracy from being lowered, Sturdy, which is essentially Focus Sash without having to hold a Focus Sash, and Weak Armor. If you're hit by a physical attack, it lowers your defense by 1 stage, but it raises your speed by 1 stage. So that can actually be very handy considering you have such high physical defense. And let's get into the first set. As always, I'm going to go over a couple standard sets, and then I'm going to go for some kind of weird sets that I came up with myself. So standard sets. The first set I have for you is a rock set, and you're going to want to run Stealth Rocks, Whirlwind, Roost, and Brave Bird. Skarmory is primarily a hazard setter, so you want to have hazards on its tanky sets. And for this set, we're going to focus on Stealth Rocks. Whirlwind is to switch other Pokemon out, so that way they take entry hazard damage. Roost is to have some sustain, and Brave Bird is just for an attack. However, you can also run Taunt or Toxic instead of Brave Bird. You don't necessarily need an attacking move on this set, because Whirlwind will keep rotating the Pokemon in and out, and they'll be taking progressive damage as they switch in and out. So you don't even really need an attacking move, but it's there if you do want to use it. As for the ability, you want to go with Sturdy, just in case you have to take a special hit at full HP, or you somehow get critted down to 1 HP. It could be very useful and come in very handy. And for the item, you actually have 3 choices. Leftovers is the obvious choice because it gives you some sustain. You can also go for a Rocky Helmet because if they hit you with a physical attack, that means they'll also take damage. Or you could go for a Shed Shell. The Shed Shell is very useful because considering you're a Steel type, that means you are prone to being trapped by Magnezone's Magnet Pull, which holds Steel types in battle and doesn't let them switch. And when Magnezone does that, he's obviously going to use Hidden Power Fire. So you want to use this to get the heck out of there, because you will die at the end of that turn, without a doubt. And as for EVs, you want to run 252 HP, 252 defense, and 4 special defense with an impish nature to maximize your physical bulk. The next set I have for you is basically the same, but it is a Spike set. For this set, you want to run Spikes, Taunt, Whirlwind, and Roost. You want to run Taunt because after you set up the spikes, you don't want the Pokemon that are switching in to use moves like Recover or Roost themselves. You want to outspeed them with the 84 speed EVs I have right here. You want to outspeed them and make sure they can't do anything to heal themselves or to boost themselves up. Whirlwind, as I said before, is just to switch them in and out so they continuously take hazard damage, and Roost, again, is for some sustain. For this set, however, you just want to run Leftovers and run Sturdy. and you want to put 252 into HP, 172 into defense, and 84 into speed with an impish nature once again. The 84 speed lets you outspeed base 80 Pokemon, such as Mega Venusaur or Mandibuzz. It lets you outspeed Pokemon like them, so that way you can taunt them before they can do anything to you if they are uninvested. And finally, next, we have a sweeping set that I came up with, and there are a couple variations to this. The first of which is a weak armor set with Swords Dance. So basically what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to switch in on a physical attacker, and while they do a physical hit to you, you want to set up Swords Dance. In that turn, you'll have +2 attack, plus it'll raise your speed one stage after you get hit by a physical attack. So that'll raise your speed to around 345, and it will raise your attack to around 422. So, after that, you want to proceed to use Iron Head, Brave Bird, and Rock Slide. Iron Head is super effective against rock types as well as fairy types and ice types. Brave Bird is just another stab move, which is super effective against bugs and grass types as well as fighting types. And Rock Slide is there just in case you get put up against a fire type. Rock Slide is super effective against fire types, so that should help you out quite a lot. And as for an item, you want to go with Life Orb here. However, there are also other ways to run this set. Instead of running Swords Dance, you could run Night Slash and just go straight up for a Choice Band. But if you want to run it that way, you can't switch it in by itself. You have to switch it into a physical attack. And if you just want to go the bulkier way, you can run Sturdy right here with the Life Orb, and instead of running Swords Dance, you can run Automatize, which boosts your speed by 2 stages. It's basically a Steel-type Rock Polish or Agility. And finally, the last set I have for you guys today is a Curse set. For this set, you want to run Roost, Curse, Iron Head, and Toxic. Now, obviously, Curse raises your attack and defense by 1 stage while lowering your speed. So you don't want to invest anything into speed, and you don't want to run Thunder Wave, because if you're all the way cursed up at +6, even if they're paralyzed, they're probably going to outspeed you. So, Roost is there, obviously, for sustain. Iron Head is your attacking move, and Toxic is there just in case Iron Head is not very effective. It's to rack up damage over time. Now, this set is a bit weird, because I am actually running the Miranda Berry on this. For those of you who don't know, because you've never seen this berry, it raises your special defense by 1 stage if you're hit by a special attack. Now, the reason this berry is so rare, and I have this berry in my Pokemon Y, it's because you have to go through a giant chain of just mutating the berries, and it literally took me about 2 weeks to mutate that berry. I'm not even kidding. It takes days upon days upon days to actually get this berry. Now, on the EVs, you want to run 252 into HP, 4 into defense, and 252 into special defense with a careful nature. Since you're raising your physical defense, you want to maximize your special bulk with your EVs and IVs as best as you can. So that way, if you have to take a special hit, you have the ability to. Plus, with the Miranda Berry, if you do take a special hit, it will raise your special defense. The only thing you'd have to worry about here with special hits is you really don't want to take a fire attack or an electric attack, as those are your only 2 super effectives against you. So you really don't want to take those 2, even at 252 EVs with a positive nature and special defense. It's not that high. Like, it is kind of high, but it's not as nearly as bulky as a lot of other Pokemon. So you don't want to have to take a super effective special hit. But a resisted special hit or a neutral one you should be able to take just fine, and it should activate the Miranda Berry. Now, if you don't want to run the Miranda Berry, you can obviously run Leftovers, or you can run a Lumberry if you don't want to get statused. And that just about concludes today's Moveset Monday. If you like this, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I accept all battle requests. And if you like this series and you'd like to see a Pokemon featured on it, please comment the name of that Pokemon below, because that way we can keep this series going, and I don't have to last minute this because I don't know a Pokemon to do it about. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a wonderful day.